Investment offered through Stratus Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Stratus Wealth Advisors, LLC, and True North Wealth Partners are separate entities. The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. True North Wealth Partners and Stratus Wealth Advisors do not make any guarantee or other promise as to any results that may be obtained from this. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal, and no strategy assures success or protects against loss. Vantage Point with True North Wealth Partners is for our clients and those wanting to learn more about what's really going on within the markets and economy, as well as overall financial planning topics.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Vantage Point, True North Wealth Partners. I'm Andy.
Eric Susi.
And September 20th, 2023, episode 38.
38,
Yep.
Another episode.
Good times, man. Good
Welcome
times.
to fall.
That's right. How's that $800 a month car payment?
Oh! Tell you what. Glad we don't have it, but yes, I know what you mean. That's near the average, right? Jeez.
That's right. Oh, crazy.
Good. Today is what? It's Fed Day.
Fed Day, man. It's like Christmas around here.
Yes.
Waiting for Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. So let's talk about good old Fed Pal.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? His outcome, which was a no hike officially today.
Yeah, no hike today, and then hike in November,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's
I'd say 4 rate cuts next year, 4 or 5 rate cuts
Okay. Well,
is my guess.
that's
Just out the,
awesome. All right.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. No, Fed, in his notes, just listening, he said they're going from 4 rate cuts to 2 rate cuts, is what he said for next year. So,
Okay, we'll see.
So we'll see. Yeah. But
They're too tight.
yeah, they're going to have to cut because of what's coming. So they're like, reverse engines.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I hear you. Well, good. Well, what's been going on then? Let's hear a few items.
Yeah. Well, big news, right? We got the auto worker strike,
Yep.
right? So that was this week, and then of course the Fed inflation are kind of the news for the week. But I don't know if you had a chance to see what the auto workers are wanting.
Ridiculous. High.
Yeah. Ask for the moon, right?
Yes, that's what they're doing.
But part of that, I was surprised. So part of it, Ford asking for a 40% increase in wages over the next 4 years, reduced work week.
4 days?
4 days a week,
32 hours. Oh, can I have that, please?
Yeah, exactly. Faster path to top pay. And then this was shift back to defined benefit pension.
I did hear that. That's crazy.
Like, why would they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to agree to that.
No, heck no.
Cost of living adjustment, obviously within that, and then a 5+ weeks of vacation.
Yeah.
More paid holidays, extended parental leave. I knew so this is way back in the late 90s. I knew a friend of mine worked for Jeep, worked for Chrysler, and he was high school educated, buses, but worked like crazy, worked online. He was making 6 figures back. This is back in the late 90s.
Right. Yeah.
And now he worked overtime and everything, hard worker, but he was
great money back then, still great money today.
He had the nicest house on the street.
Exactly. I know. They're just going for it all. So we'll see.
And if you're only working for it, who's making the cars? If you're only working 4 days a week.
Well, Elon Musk, he's loving it, chopping his at the bits there. So no union over there. So that's what happens.
That's right.
It's all going to shake out in the end here.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But,
no, I hear you.
Yeah. So what else?
Well, as far as just overall GDP, third quarter will be good, north of 3%. Great. Fourth quarter, this is come from Hedgeye now. Fourth quarter this year, first quarter next year, second quarter next year, negative GDP. So that's what they're projecting. It's called their nowcast. So again, you've heard me say this before, but reiterating what I said last month, the July 31st highs for the market are in. And it's going to be choppy going lower, sideways, lower, choppiness. So this is what I call it the fish out of water flapping around right now. Month-end markup, quarter-end markup. So we'll have a nice little, rally through the end of the month here, most likely, but then strap in. So I call it putting lipstick on the pig. You know how it is, the economy. So
sure.
that's what they're dressing it all up for, and we'll see how it all goes. But
Any surprises that could make that change, you think? With fourth quarter usually pretty good.
yeah, normally it's good.
Santa Claus rally,
Yeah.
consumers,
Okay.
a lot of cash, right? And funds, people
Right.
trying to beat their peers.
Amen. Yeah, typically it's all correct. That's
Yeah.
what we anticipate a fourth quarter rally. But let's call it the Shocktober. So Shocktober effects. So I'm going to rattle off a few things to what you just mentioned. So things that are headwinds going against it now, and this is not to be Debbie Downer. These are just the facts and truth of what's coming out. So remember, 70% of GDP comes through consumer spending. Consumer spending has peaked, going lower. In regards to quadruple witching, which was that happened last Friday. The options expire, et cetera, short, long, all that, what have you. There's only 3.5 billion trades last Friday. And so what I'm getting at is, how I track trading volume and options. I track it all on reports. 3.5 is nothing. We used to see 6, 7, 8 billion trades.
Yeah.
That's because the 0 date expiration, the daily expiration, that has taken over the machine. So, folks, options don't mean crap as far as the quadruple witching, the month end, the VIX, all that has been reduced to the back seat. It's the 0 day to 1 day. It's the daily options, weekly options. That's all it's driving the market. So it's just a machine driven. 90% of the volume of the trades are machine driven now. So when it's good. But when the dam breaks, strap in. It's going to get ugly. So all this is coming. And I mentioned to you before, it's from Tier 1 Alpha, which is from Hedgeye. Mike Green, he runs all that. Met with him a couple months back. He's been all over it and tracks it well. And they just came out this week with a 0 days to option ETF, which is QQQY. So do not buy it, folks. We're just making you aware of it. So it's just a fund ETF that you can play, day trading, legalized gambling, and that's what they're afraid of. So
It's ridiculous.
It is, yeah. So market manipulation is going to get even worse. So that's why I said the game has changed forever. So back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, old things used to hold up. It's a different game now. So just making you aware of that. Credit card debt headwinds greater than $1 trillion. So a little bit, below or near student loan debt. But so that's average interest rates 22%. The delinquency rate is over 8% now. 51% of credit cards have a rolling debt now on a month-to-month basis. And this is the first time that people who are rolling debt month-to-month is greater than the percentage of paying in full on a monthly basis. So 51 versus 49. So people carrying more debt versus paying it off, 51% versus 49 at 22%. It's not good. So it's another headwind. Government potential shutdown, like you said. The fiscal year end ends on 9/30. The SNAP payments, that's going to be readjusted, reducing more. So that's going to go. It's going to affect 30 million households. Checks will be going down from $391 to $120 per month per child. That's a huge decrease.
Yeah.
So that's another headwind. Auto loans, delinquency rate greater than 90 days is over 8% now. Student loan payments begin October 1st. So the average is roughly $400 per month. It's going to affect about 30 million folks. And it's going to definitely affect the fourth quarter GDP and consumer spending. That's correct.
Yeah.
BKOs, bankruptcies are on the rise, approximately 10%. Consumer foreclosures, bankruptcies, delinquencies. So the trend's getting worse, not better. So it's all the snowball effect that's been artificially propped up like Andy and I and everyone's been talking about all year long. It's all coming to a head here in the fourth quarter.
Well, they've done a good job at destroying the economy.
Exactly.
Right?
You got it. So, not to mention the spending. And then, what's his name? Zelensky was there begging, oh, please give me more money. Sorry, folks, but it's just amazing. Oh, stop it. Let's see. Fed rate hike coming November 1st. You know how it is. I mean, these are all just facts, folks. So we keep it real here.
Yeah.
Commercial real estate. For the next 2 years, 2024 and 2025, that bubble will be worse than the banking. So strap in. That's yet to come. There's mark to market. It's all been propped up. PE, private equity firm. So remember, Fed Powell was a PE man, private equity guy. So the people who bent his ears for today's forecast were the guys out of Chicago and New York. So they bent them, said, no mas, meaning no more. Don't raise rate hikes again for this time. So PE, they have different set of rules for people who go IPO or on the public. So they don't have subject to the securities and the SEC Securities and Commission disclosures, financial audit, financial statements, quarterly file reports, other regular filings. They don't have to do mark to market. So that's going back to the PE, and then like Blackstone, which is a very large commercial real estate firm. Their book's going to blow up next year. So I'm hearing this from all different firms and companies that I've been tracking. So that will be another headwind. And as rates go higher, as they haven't had to mark the market, the valuations of the commercial properties. So when they see that, strap in.
Yeah.
So China had a little bit of exposure to that, and et cetera. So the IPO market, again, there's over 800 unicorns ready to line up to get an IPO. They did 3 this week. But it's funny how it's just people come in the market to relieve the debt, and all the CEOs cash out and make all the making money. But so they're doing it while they can because it's going to dry up again. So this is just a small little, they're trying to get some IPOs, which was nothing last year and just a handful this year. So, the bond market basically is carrying the water for the Fed. Basically, he's ignoring, he said, I'm data dependent. Well, inflation is still going up, but he didn't. So that's why he's just delaying the inevitable. So, it's going to be longer. He's going to raise rates one more time, and then he's going to keep them and hold them longer. We thought maybe late spring, summer, they'll start cutting. Who knows? So we still hope it will be cutting by then. We'll see. I think so because, stuff will be hitting the fan.
Then bonds will take off.
Exactly.
So that's where we want to be.
That's where we want to be. So yes, we're in bonds, and yes, on the short end, et cetera. But just have to be a little more patient. So it's already starting to rear its ugly head here, meaning returns are coming. So fourth quarter should be very good for bonds and thereafter going forward. So
finally.
Finally. I hear you. So there's a lot more other stuff, but it's funny, like airlines, the Jets ETF, since the highs of July 31st, down over 20%. Russell 2000 down over 9% since July 31st highs. Yeah. The Euro parts of it in a recession already. Inflation, just a few points like OJ, month over month, 5.9%. Year over year is up 92% for OJ year over year, coming from Hedgeye. Cocoa up 9% month over month, year over year up 55%. So just things that are out there. So again, and then another elephant in the room is the election and all the Biden saga and all their criminal activities that is slowly coming out. So, but go ahead.
No, I'm just can't wait.
Please. We've been holding. The truth finally comes out. It takes long for all this to just come. Just get it over with. It's like, please.
Great craziness that's all we need, right?
Yep. And so just August housing starts are down 11%. This is an interesting little chart too. I'll hold this up. This is the MBA, which is the Mortgage Bankers Association. So it's their mortgage purchase application. So it's the monthly mortgage purchase application. So these are people looking to sign and get housing, et cetera, purchases. So you can see the high point going back to in January 2021 was cycle high, was right there, 2021. And then you can see, so it's down 57% since the cycle high. And then year to date, again, January of this year, 300, and year to date, we're down 52% from year to date only. So again, we call this purgatory. It's coming from Hedgeye information, but you can see we're at 143. So all-time low. It's crazy. And then Redfin also came out with a stat. Know that approximately 15.7% of home purchases contracts were canceled last month in the month of August. So there's people who changed their minds, walked away, almost 16% canceled last month, which is the highest level in a year. So again, people are tapped out. Folks are living paycheck to paycheck. The vast majority, over 60% now. A lot of headwinds. So again, just finalizing on the mortgages. I just want to point this up. We'll scan this in too so you can see it. This is just rents versus home ownership mortgages. So going back to like 1970s, renting was $225 a month. Home mortgage was $190 a month. Okay, $190 for home mortgage and a $225 a month for rent. And you can just sort of see this spiking right up, follow the red line. That's rent. Rent cost now is almost, it's $1,850, let's call it $1,850 a month. Okay. And then mortgages, you can see bounce around a little bit, but mortgages is $2,700 a month. I'm rounding up, but you'll see $2,700. So people are getting priced out. And with these rates, it's a crazy. So this is a interesting little stat as well I wanted to share.
Yeah.
So
I'm
again,
gonna Airbnb my basement. I think.
exactly.
I mean, why not, right?
Why not? Yep. You ready for some good news?
Yeah.
All right, some good news.
I always like good news.
GDP. So
Yeah.
GDP. So, the Fed has the Federal Reserve, or Atlanta has their nowcast, just a forecast per se, but it changes. It starts off high, but as more and more information comes in, it dials in. But it'll be north of 3%, probably closer to 4%. But same thing that's for the third quarter GDP I'm talking about, which is less than 2 weeks left.
Expansion.
Yeah, so we're still growing. Hedgeye still has it over 3% as well for the third quarter. But then, like I said, negative for the fourth, first, and second quarter. That's via Hedgeye's analysis. And then the range for the top and bottom ranges for the average forecast is right around 3% for blue chip consensus is what they call it. So that's good news. GDP is still hanging in there. So that's why parts of the economy have rolled into recession. Other parts are not. It's just been prolonged. But this is, I call it the final call.
Yeah.
2 a.m. The beer guy says, okay, final call. So heading into the fourth quarter, that's what we
finally.
Yes. So
It's been a slow march.
yeah. How about you? What else is going on? What else are you seeing?
Yeah, well, I was reading through Financial Planning magazine, and some of the top places to retire. Right? People always saying like, "Where can I
Florida?
retire?" Yeah, right.
I think it's
Florida.
out west somewhere. What do you think? What is it?
Yeah, well, they're the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised by this, but they took into account cost of living, quality of life, parks, culture, museums, that type. So the number 5 was El Paso, Texas.
Wow.
That surprised me.
It does. Yeah.
Being so so close
Close
to
to the
Mexico.
border. Yeah.
And you have and then fourth was Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines. All right. Huh.
Yep, and then Champaign, Illinois was 3rd. You have University of Illinois there.
Yeah. Okay.
And then St. Louis, my birthplace,
Okay.
number 2. And then number 1 was Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska. All
Those are,
right.
of course, you have University of Nebraska's there.
Yeah,
So much it makes sense. You get some small college
Right.
towns.
Yeah. Interesting.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Let's fuel up the van.
Phil, RV it? You would do it? We'll pack it up. Go get the RV.
They have some good parking spaces.
Heck yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
So who knew, right? Lincoln, Nebraska.
I wouldn't have known that at all. Well, good. All right. Well, sort of talk about tips of the month, I guess. Just a few items there. The COLA cost of living adjustment that gets going to be finalized here in October next month, what it is. But again, another preliminary is coming out at roughly an estimate of 3.2%. So 3.2% is what's projected. Again, subject to change. Last year was one of the highest at 8.7%. The year before that, the COLA was 5.9%.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping, they're projecting around 3.2. But what do you think about
Where Medicare premiums going up?
Medicare premiums? Yes, so they are going up. Part B is going up
3.5%.
Yeah. I don't have the percentage, but it's $990. It's going up $990 a month. I guess I got to back into it, but anyways, So roughly $174.80 is what the Medicare Part B, $174.80 a month. So you're right, it's gonna be eroded by insurance premium costs. So it's sort of a wash. But remember, folks, Mike Kateri, for those of you, we use him. A lot of our clients have used him as well. So OSHIP, which is the Ohio Senior Health Insurance Information Program, OSHIP. So there's information, you can reach out to them or just call Mike. He does the same thing. Open enrollment starts October 15th through December 7th. Contact us, your advisor here at True North. We'll provide you, if you need his contact information again. But again, Mike Kateri, he shops the market, all the plans. Plans are changing every year. And so it's going to be interesting. Another year for that, I guess.
Yeah, open enrollment.
Yes, yeah.
Sure.
How about... what did you mention? Cars earlier, or what? The price.
Health insurance premium going up. Yeah.
Or,
employers.
Yeah. What did you hear on that? Or?
Yeah. It was in the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
I think it's 6.5% on average.
Okay. 6.5.
So that's employer provided health insurance.
Okay. Yep.
6.5.
Well, I mean,
So ours is going up.
yeah, it's gone up every year. But I remember in my days of CBiz days, pensions, benefits, 401ks, we had double-digit returns, 12, 15% returns. So
Oh, you mean increases?
increases, yeah.
Yeah.
So it stinks that we all, would love to be flat or even negative, but six another, everything's going up.
Yeah.
Auto, homeowners, you name it, dental.
Everybody's tipping more. I think it's like 30% minimum now.
Can you believe that? I mean, everywhere you go, I'm like, no, ma, stop. It's just, oh,
I was at Kroger the other day, and they're like, "Would you like to round up?" And I said, "How about can I round down?"
Exactly.
I want to round down, man. Like, Andy's retirement.
Yeah.
So,
There's an article that came out from our we publish on a weekly basis. It came out about that, how people are getting tired of that rounding up and tipping as well. So
tip fatigue.
it's like $700 million, and people, it's like, yeah, that's fine if you want to do that, but most folks, like, I just write your checks and you send it to where you want it to go to on your own. Personally.
Yeah, you always feel like when we got to dinner, especially when they ask you before they even do anything, like, would you like to tip?
Yeah,
I'm always afraid if I say no, like.
What's going to happen to the food?
Exactly. I know. You hate to say it, but you're thinking.
That happened to Jess one time at Subway. I shouldn't throw him under the bus, but they had to shut down the unit because
I think I know what you're talking about.
They're doing
that was bad.
Some bad things. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, like, disinfect.
Yeah.
But
anyhow, just interesting times.
Yeah, interesting times for sure. So I guess we'll strap in. It's going to be interesting fourth quarter and, little month-end, quarter-end rally we anticipate. But
it's open for good things.
Right, yeah. But I guess we'll just sort of end on a few charts here just to crystallize a couple things. Always helps. So this is just the S&P 500 earnings growth rate. So trailing 12 months. So again, the average is 7.8. It's the low, well, it's right now it's a negative 1%. So it came off the low, which is good. So, because things have still been, chugging along. So that's why it's come off the low. But we need that to get stronger. And we'll see how that progresses over the next few quarters. Sector energy, the energy in general. So WTI per barrel. So as you can see, WTI is like $90, $90.91, what have you. It's on the right axis here. And then the left side is the earnings per share. So you can see in the earnings per share for these energy companies, it spiked straight up. Then it came down, and then it's curved a little hockey stick here and going back up. So energy, what I'm hearing also is over $100 a barrel between now through December into January. So energy prices will be around. And hence why on November 1st at the Fed meeting, he'll be raising again. Interest rates, 2-year, 10-year. Again,
still inverted, right? Still
inverted, but the bond market's carrying the water, as I mentioned earlier. So it's actually a 2-year, it's like 5.25% or 5.3. It's bounced around that range. So it's even higher than what shows on the graph here. The 10-year is 4.37. This is as of September 19th. But again, you can see it come low, artificially low, spiked up and heading a new leg high. So it's probably going to go higher a little bit more. Then it will start to back off. But, versus the average for the 10 years, 2.4. And the average for the 2 years, 1.19. You can see where it's at right now.
Bond fund managers will have something to talk about.
Exactly.
They haven't had the last decade. They've been like,
yep. It's been Federal, some good news. Federal Reserve balance sheet. So at least it was over $9 trillion. It's now at $8.1 trillion. So this little bump up there was the stimmy checks, the ERC money, and sending money to abroad and all that. So it's come back down. So hopefully they can control. I know, with the Fed spending and all that on 9/30, hopefully they don't get carried away and throw more money away to see this go back up again, the hockey stick. So that's just, they need to curtail it. That's what I'm trying to say. Leading economic indicators, still negative, minus 7.5. So this is leading economic indicators, and there's coincident and then lagging. So leadings are still negative. So you can see the recession. So that's why parts are a rolling recession, et cetera. Unemployment, part of the Fed's mandate, 2%. Inflation on the PCE, but then also, maximum employment. Well, they maxed out. So already seeing unemployment tick up a little. So the best is behind us when it comes to that, and you'll see more and more people getting laid off. And we've heard a lot actually these past few weeks.
Yeah.
A lot there packed in a short amount of time. Obviously, please reach out to us. Enjoy fall, our best season that we enjoy. So go Bucks. Reach out to us. We'll continue to navigate, make adjustments as necessary. But really, we have positioned you well for what we anticipate. So.
We got some upcoming.
Right.
But you're right.
But overall,
yep.
we're
good
there.
spot, good place.
We're in a good spot. So you guys take care. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep. See ya.
You can reach this episode on our website at mytruenorthwp.com, by other podcast venue sites, or by calling us at 614-929-2715. Also, feel free to share this episode with friends and family and sign up for our weekly email market updates via our website. Special thanks to our producer Nathan, as we will be producing these episodes on a monthly basis. Investment offered through Stratus Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Stratus Wealth Advisors, LLC, and True North Wealth Partners are separate entities. The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. True North Wealth Partners and Stratus Wealth Advisors do not make any guarantee or other promise as to any results that may be obtained from this. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal.